That's always fun.
Mr. Charles?
Gracious Heavenly Father, we're so grateful for your kindness and mercy upon us. We pray, God, that you'll be with us tonight, help us to have a good meeting, do your business, but also the city business. In your name I pray, amen.
Mr. Freeman?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Who's calling?
Blackford.
Blackford? Who's Blackford?
It depends.
Wouldn't
Pam
yours?
Span?
It's not yours, Keith.
No, not yours.
Two going. Who else is a Blackford?
A white Ford.
All right. In your package, you had the approval of we need the approval of the minutes from the April 6, 2021 meeting.
Motion.
We have a motion
Second.
and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Committee reports. Chamber. With your helper.
Here. Okay, so our tourism efforts have been in overdrive for the past few weeks. Coming in just a few days is the Show Me State Barbecue Cook-Off put on by the Kennett JCs. To advertise the event, we're currently running billboards in Saxton and Dexter, newspaper ads in 4 different towns, and radio ads in 4 different markets. And we look forward to a social media campaign next week. Following that will be the 100-mile yard sale, which we can look forward to Memorial Day weekend. And both of those events, you remember in 2020, were victims of COVID, so we're glad to have those back. Also, we have been busy designing magazine ads for events leading all the way up until September. So it's been really refreshing to be able to do these advertisements again and welcome visitors to our community. We look forward to a busy 2021. Next thing I want to talk to you about is the city flags that we hang through town each summer. I'm not sure when the project began or how it started. It predates me, but the procedure has always kind of been the chamber orders them, and then we look for reimbursement from the city, and CLGW helps us by hanging them. And so this isn't really a tourism expense, but that's been the procedure. But I want to get with you about the budget on that this year. In 2019, we had a horrible year with weather, and it really destroyed a lot of our flags, and they were unusable. At full capacity, we usually sit at 150 flags. So in 2020, because we were closed from public meetings due to COVID, and everyone was having a financial restraint, we just made the decision on our own to only do a partial amount of flags. So we shortened the length of where we displayed them through town, and we spent about $1,300 on supplies last year. So for this year, we've gotten a good count of flags and poles and where we stand. So we currently have 81 flags and 77 poles that can be used this year. To reach capacity and get back to 150 flags, we need to order 70 flags and 80 poles. And the cost for that total is going to be about $3,000, and that's more than we've ever spent. So my question for you is, do you want me to go ahead and do that and get back to capacity, or are you more comfortable with being conservative again this year and maybe doing a smaller number? In the past, we've spent up to $2,000, and we've just kind of made that decision on our own, but I'm not comfortable doing that without your permission.
We have that budgeted anywhere, can we take that up? Leslie's hiding back there someplace.
Typically, we would just pay it out of the tourism.
Okay.
And so
What
that's,
is the balance on the tourism account, do you know?
it really shouldn't be a tourism expense is why I'm bringing it to
Right.
you.
Yeah.
Understand that, we're using the tourism for other.
When are you gonna order the flags?
I'd like to order them this week so that they can get in and be hung in plenty of time for Memorial Day.
I can get with Leslie and see where we can expense it, you all decide to go ahead.
Second.
So we have a motion and a second.
Do you want to change it permanently to that, wherever you're going?
Yeah, we can budget it,
General or-
next year's budget, we can budget it in some place.
Come out of that.
Yeah, and some years it's fell through that tourism, we hadn't really said anything, but some years it's come out of general expense. But, you know, people don't come to Kennett because we have flags, so that is not a true tourism expense, so that's why I wanted to bring it to you.
Are you getting them from Baker?
Yeah, we got the
Like in the
beautification
house?
fund that we can
Baker
take it.
usually will do it in halves, so that we pay for a certain amount up front, and then they'll bill us
Gotcha.
later, so we can split it between the two fiscal years.
Okay, we can, give me a call tomorrow and we can, I can come up here and we can decide how to expense it.
Okay.
All right, so we got a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
That's all I have, thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's good.
All right, finance committee.
No, those were good news. I don't have such good news. This month we were drastically down on our income. Hopefully that's not a trend, like John said, that maybe we'll see a rebound next month. Year to date, last month we were up 469, 247. Year to date, as of today, we're down to 399, 378. So we saw a drop of about 69, close to $70,000 in a month throughout our various income. So we'll keep an eye on that. We're still above what we had projected from the previous year, so we'll see what April comes in at.
Sounds good. Spam.
That's all I have.
All right, okay, fire.
We can close meeting, I know that. Is that right? Or do you handle it already?
No.
Yeah, we need to close. After the second meeting?
Yeah, I'll get a second.
Yeah.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. I'm standing on behalf of Chief Paul Spain. He's sick, has been for the last 2 days, so remember him. We know that right now that we have a salary concern. The issue that we have there is last year we were running, at this time, last year, it was at 279 calls. This year we're at, as of 8 o'clock this morning, we're at 777 calls. So, you know how that game works. When we did the budget, we always budget high and hope for the best, and it is what it is. Unfortunately, we can't, foretell the call volume, but it is quite a bit higher. Some of you guys have noticed work has been started on some of our fire stations, particularly right now station number 3, the old Pepsi building on the west end of town. We contacted the owner of the property that abuts ours and the concrete wall. We've been doing some work down there with that center block wall. We've been doing some tree trimming down there, trying to get that beautified a little bit more as you come into town. We're going to be working on Station 1, putting up a privacy fence along the east side of Station 1 to replace the one that's there. So you'll be noticing some work going on in some fire stations. So, not sure what all Paul's informed you guys on or not, but we've got one of our fire engines, engine 1, has had some major electrical issues. Matter of fact, one of the police officers, I believe it was, made them see like got some water pulled in behind them the other day and said, hey, your taillights aren't working. So, with that said, that truck has been taken to EVS out of Memphis. It was taken down there this morning to be worked on. Not sure how long that truck will be out, but rest assured that we still have plenty of apparatus to take care of things while that truck's out and being fixed. The next thing, we will be in the future applying for a grant for the State Homeland Security Program for new radios. As it stands right now on our portable radios, the current portable radios that we have are now obsolete. They cannot be worked on or anything. When they go out, they're out. And hopefully through this new State Homeland Security Program, they've opened that up for radios, and we are going to try to put in for a grant. With that said, I would like to make this publicly known. Cape Girardeau Fire Department and our regional RSOC committee has donated us some of the same exact radios that are still in working order. So all we have to do is get those programmed, and that will buy us some time. Right now, I only have 2 people that I know of that does not have a working radio, and we are working to get that solution, working on a solution. Our EMPG, or the Emergency Management Performance Grant's been turned in for the fiscal year of 21 and 22. That's been done. Thank you, Leslie, for your help on that as well. A little bit of good news here. We do have a new medical supplier out of Memphis, and all of our medical supplies now will be purchased through them, and it's going to save us quite a bit of money. I'm not going to say half, but it's going to be pushing 30–40% less than what we have recently had. Just a couple more topics here. The property across from First Baptist Church. I've already had a couple phone calls about that today, so hope we would address that. Victor talked to the owner of that business yesterday, and all that should be cleaned up and gone within the next 30 days or so. We're going to try to find a place for them to go and get that taken care of. So again, I know that's been a topic amongst you guys and even citizens at large. So just a reminder, Jeff from Irma will be in town tomorrow. He's primarily going to be conducting the building inspections, but all the departments just be, just a reminder that he will be here. And also, we have had some vandalism to some of our parks. And Tyler is very good when he gets notified of that vandalism. There was some glass and stuff scattered around around Mitchell Park, around the slide area, I believe, and he was good to get over there and get everything taped off and was able to get it cleaned up. So I guess to the public or anyone else, as far as that goes, if you see anything suspicious or anything like that, just call the police department and let them know. Maybe we can catch them in the act. The last 2 things that I have tonight, I spoke with the fire committee last night, and spoke with them, and they are in agreement. I don't really know how to bring this up other than this way, but they are in agreement that we need new pagers for our fire department. It's been several years since we've had any. I reached out and got some quotes. The cheapest quote for 40 new pagers was $15,050, and the other one came in at $18,000. So, is it the recommendation, I guess, of the fire committee that we take the $15,050 out of the EMA reserve that was supplemented by the CARES Act money?
All right, so we have a recommendation from the committee.
Second.
We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Oh, about 20-year-old.
Yeah, they're getting old, and this individual, John well knows, we got them for $375 fees, and that's cheap. The next thing that we have to bring forward tonight, as you all know, our SCBA's, we are breathing what we used to breathe with. They're slowly going out. And I say slowly, but just almost every fire we have, we're having issues with. Those packs are very old as well. Matter of fact, I think almost all of our bottles, the extra bottles that we have, are going out next year. As you all know, we've applied for that grant and was denied, but we're going to have to do something in order for our guys to be able to go in and actually fight fire. With that said, Leo M. Edelbrock Company out of Wentzville, Missouri, has quoted us 6 Scott Air Packs, 12 bottles, and 6 new masks for $43,398. This will not totally fix our problem, okay, but it will. It's a start. We've got to start somewhere. Again, we spoke last night at our fire committee meeting, and they're all on board with taking this money out of the EMA reserve as well, for the CARES Act money, which will also, in the future, will be supplemented back by the American Recovery Funds.
Do we know what the balance of that account is?
A little over 123,000.
123,000?
We gotta have it.
I might add, but before you vote on this, not going to be either make a difference on your vote, but the goal is on the pagers and the air packs is to start buying so many, either 3 years or whatever it may be, but get on a rotation so we don't have to make this big budget every time.
we can
We're gonna
expect
try to
to see.
budget it in every
Yeah,
year.
that's what I was gonna ask her.
That is our
Yeah,
goal.
that's something you need to.
That's a budget, most definitely. So I make a motion.
All right, so we have a motion,
Second.
a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
The last thing is, Mayor, if I could just for a second,
Mhm.
I would like to thank Leslie and Brenda for everything that they do. Leslie works with us on our budget, which we've already started, Steve. We've already started working on our budget.
Thank you.
And I would also, extend, publicly to Ms. Kay and Mr. Kennett. Thank you guys for your service. It's been a pleasure working with you, and thanks for your service to the city.
Thank you.
Human resources?
Nothing tonight.
You may.
For the month of March, we impounded 56 dogs, returned 8, and transferred the rescue 52. We currently have 21 out at the pound. We also offloaded and received 9 pallets of dog food and 3 pallets of cat food, bringing the total roughly about $14,000 worth of food. And we was able to share with some of the rescues that help us out with our dogs and with like Zenith and a lot of the smaller areas that don't get the donations that we do. So we've been really busy.
Thank you, thank you. All right, we'll go with police, and I think you have a special guest for us.
Yes, sir, Mayor. The only thing I'd like to ask, Mayor, we all know what Chief Wilson's going through. Please keep him and his family in our prayers. Would you grab? Corporal Mays is here with our new canine, Rocky. Chief Wilson did want the mayor and the council and the citizens to meet Rocky.
Hey, Rocky.
And give up Corporal Mays a short time to speak about his first work week with Rocky.
So excited.
Rocky's first night with the police department was the 13th. His first week here, he had 11 appointments. 9 out of 11 appointments were utilized in traffic stops. 4 arrests were made. Approximately 30 grams of numerous illegal narcotics have been seized within that week. One of the appointments was for a track. However, the subject was not located due to some officer communications. The last appointment was for a track, and that was to backtrack a subject's route to see a person that fled from officers, and we don't have backtrack to see if we can locate anything that had been thrown down. But he's had a productive week, so
Thank
that's all I
you.
have.
Thank you for the work you're doing with it.
Thank you.
How are you liking
Welcome, Rocky.
Love it.
it? Do you?
You know?
Think you'll be doing it for a while then, huh?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Very good.
Big dog.
Yes,
Yeah.
a pretty dog.
With that being said, we need to discuss Rocky's new kennel
Uh-huh.
purchase.
His salary.
We need to approve the purchase of his new kennel this evening so we can go ahead and get it installed at Mr. Mays' residence. That way everybody can be a little bit more comfortable. I think the cost is a little over $5,300. It's coming from Keith's Pools and Spas, and they can deliver it this week, as far as I know. If we can go ahead and get this approved tonight, it is the recommendation of the committee as well. Probably equipment. It's,
Can we approve that amount too, without,
There are
Putting it out for bids.
$3,500 left of donations that were made or that came out.
yeah.
Say that again?
About $3,500 left over. from
So
the-
we're-
yeah, that's not what I was asking. I was asking if we can approve it without putting it out for bids. Because
Oh,
we'll-
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, you got a well-known supplier, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we have a recommendation from the committee.
Second.
We have a second. Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
We're gonna take the difference between the 35 and 53 out of.
All right, Rocky, looks like you have a new house coming.
Okay.
Where's it gonna come from?
The police, budget, we'll find the line item to take it out of.
Thank you.
Thank
Been
you.
budgeted. Yeah, I was gonna say, we were budgeted for this.
Oh, it was budgeted.
Looked you over,
Yeah.
Mayor, that was all that Chief Wilson wanted me to bring up tonight. He did want to extend the thanks to you and the council for the support for the K-9 program.
All right, thank you. All right, street.
We've got some bids, but I'd like to bring them up with the next group, since it'll be the next council meeting here, since it'll be happening during the next group's tenure.
Okay. And, so stormwater,
No report?
okay. And I don't think we've got anything from industrial. Okay. In your package, you also had the adoption of the resolution to certify the results of the April 6th election. We have a motion, we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now, then, we're going to adjourn this meeting, but, and reopen it with new council members. But before we, our two that we have here leaving, I would like Ms. Kay, let's stand up. Ms. Kay, if you come over here, please. We have a, from the city of Kennett, thank you for our service. Thank you for your service.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Been
you.
my pleasure.
Thank you.
Mr. Freeman? Thank you for your service.
Thank you, Ken.
And then we also have one for Barry Tate. Barry was unable to be here tonight, but we will make sure he gets that. All right, so we will adjourn this meeting and have the, we'll swear in our new ones, correct? And meeting adjourned.
You've done a good job.
You gonna throw it to him?